Agora você deve estar me ouvindo. Eu cometi um erro, mas a live já vai começar. Ok, olá pessoal, tudo bem? Então estamos aqui para acompanhar a Xbox Developer Direct 2024. Essa é a primeira do ano, então vai ter vários anúncios aí de estúdios da Microsoft. Então, agora eu acho que vai. Vocês estão me ouvindo? Melhor vocês me ouvirem porque eu vou ter que clicar no vídeo pra gente assistir logo logo. Agora sim? Agora sim, beleza. Bom, começou, vamos assistir. Eu tenho 3 códigos. Ai, tá muito alto, peraí. Eu tenho 3 códigos de Xbox Game Pass Ultimate para distribuir para vocês. Então é o seguinte, o pessoal da Xbox Brasil, eles me deram 3 códigos de Xbox Game Pass Ultimate para distribuir para vocês. Então, como é que eu vou fazer esse sorteio? Não vai ser sorteio, vai aparecer na tela. Então, todo mundo que está assistindo, abre aí aquele negócio de resgatar código do Xbox, que lá que tem 25 letras, vai aparecer na tela no meio da live e quem resgatar primeiro levou. Para quem já tem Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, vale a pena resgatar porque você ganha 3 meses a mais. E para quem não tem, vale também porque vocês ganham 3 meses. E é isso, tá? Agora eu só tô esperando aqui o YouTube parar de cagar a estreia. Aqui ficou todo cagado o vídeo aqui deles. Nossa, tá em 4K. Uau. Uau. Vamos ver aqui. Começou. Pera aí. Nossa, o que está acontecendo com o vídeo da Microsoft? Ok, estamos com um problema de buffering, gente. Agora foi? Nossa, tá lento o vídeo deles. O que está acontecendo? Voltou? Ok. Então lembra, a gente tem 3 códigos de Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Eu esqueci de postar no Instagram. E está... Por que ele está engasgando? Não era pra engasgar. Ixi, começou aquela loucura das legendas. Não, tá aqui. Bom, vai rolar assim, gente. Lembra-se, tem o codiguinho, hein? Codiguinho. Codiguinho vai rolar, hein? Acho que tá rolando bem agora, né? Bom, qualquer problema técnico vocês me avisem, tá, gente? Porque é muito louco. Tá rolando bem ou tá meio travando? Tá meio travando, não tá? Bom, enfim, não sei o que está rolando, mas vamos lá.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed.
O vídeo, mano. Deixa eu baixar um pouco a qualidade. Não era pra ter acontecido isso se o vídeo fosse uma live. Ah, meu Deus. Ok, gente, problemas técnicos, calma aí. Aguenta aí. Calma, torcedores, calma. Vamos... Não era isso que eu ia tocar. Peraí, deixa eu só arrumar.
Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands. A frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical, to give players a world and experience.
Então, Avowed é um jogo da Obsidian de RPG.
It's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the Living Lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the Living Lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here.
Só tô terminando um negócio aqui, peraí, gente.
Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted a Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes, and each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the living lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Bom, vai lançar no fall, então é no segundo semestre, gente. O fall é basicamente entre agosto e outubro. Se eles falaram fall, deve ser entre agosto e outubro, mais ou menos. Ó, que da hora essa arte, gostei. Ó, então fall release vai sair para Xbox Series XS, PC e Game Pass! Game Pass! Game Pass! Oh meu Deus, 3 meses de Xbox Game Pass na tela! Então, eu acho que eles vão mostrar os 4 jogos, galera. Então vamos... Agora vai pra Ninja Theory, que é o Hellblade 2. Quem será que pegou este código? Não sei. Vou deixar mais um pouquinho na tela e vou tirar, tá, gente? Aí quem quiser... Deixa eu só baixar um pouquinho isso aqui.
Hi, I'm Dom Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
Do you see how strong you are? Do you see how the pitiless world
É muito louco, velho.
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
Cara, esse jogo vai ser muito doido.
In 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover.
Cara, esse
jogo
vai ser doidaço.
And also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover along with us how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Quem não jogou o primeiro Hellblade tem que jogar, cara, é muito bom. É um pouco maluco, mas é muito bom.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
Eu acho que hoje talvez eles anunciam uma data. Eu acho que eu não lembro se tinha a data.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
Vamos esperar, galera, porque pode ser que saia hoje a data de lançamento.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel. One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it.
Esse jogo vai ser legal pra caramba.
Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey. We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua
Mano,
better
olha
than
o
anyone,
trampo
better
que
than
dá
I do.
pros caras
Her
fazerem
instincts
um
are
jogo.
amazing,
Tem que ter uma atriz,
she
tem que fazer todos os
really doesn't need
movimentos
much
e tal.
help from me.
Cara, é um trabalho
On
gigantesco.
stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again, in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and pull you into Senua's story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible. And you see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears.
She will collapse. She will collapse.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
What will they do to her? What will we do to us?
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade. On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music.
Isso aí tava no The Game Awards, aquela apresentação muito doida.
It to something really special. We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Tipo, eles capturaram o áudio
Our mission
ao
here at
redor da
Ninja
pessoa.
Theory
É
is
muito doido
to
isso,
craft
cara.
life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love, care and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey. A journey that you can embark on May 21st.
Então vai sair dia 21 de maio, galera. Ó, 10 dias antes do meu aniversário. Então já veio um presente. Obrigado, Microsoft. E agora eu estou com muita vontade, sabe, gente? Eu tô com muita vontade de resgatar mais um Game Pass. Oh meu Deus! Oh meu Deus! Vocês não estavam esperando por isso, né? Opa! Agora parece que tem uma outra coisa assim entrando na... Ué, Square Enix? Ah, eles vão mostrar o Tree of Mana, Tree of Life, Life of Mana. É o jogo da mana. Então vamos embora aí pra ver mais um pedacinho do jogo da Square. Bem-vindos a Tóquio e tchau pro código. Esse foi o segundo.
Greetings,
agora o próximo é o último, hein?
My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer for the Mana series here at Square Enix. 聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の情報を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛をテーマに、個性豊かなキャラクターたち、心に響く楽曲の数々、武器の特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され、長らく愛されてきました。
É tudo mana.
30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。今回これらのおなじみのモンスターたちを作り出した聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Grabs. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana に落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。
Gente, esse é um jogo clássico, isso aqui não é uma cópia de nada. Esse é um dos jogos que começou o gênero RPG, como vocês conhecem. É muito legal o Zenzo falando, ai, é cópia daquele jogo. Não, esse jogo, provavelmente o jogo que vocês estão falando é que copiou esse jogo.
最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、バトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
これまで聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には広大なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します。陸上を猛スピードで駆け回ってくれるピックル。ピックルも石井さんが新たに考案してくださっています。
Foi no PlayStation 1. Ou não.
新たな仲間を考えるにあたっては、今作のマスコットキャラクターになるくらい可愛い動物にしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上で、ヨークシャテリアの毛並み、見た目はアルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなど、ゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルは誕生しました。
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲面です。過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。
Eu tô achando que o Indiana Jones vai ser o
新た
último
な
jogo que
試
eles
み
vão
として
mostrar.
フィールドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう、今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、 冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
Tipo assim, todos esses bichinhos que vocês estão vendo, eles aparecem nos jogos antigos. A maioria desse estilo é bem igual. E essa menininha aqui, que é um menino ou uma menina, não sei. Ela aparece também, ele aparece em vários títulos.
聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります。精霊によっては様々な特性の違いがありますので、
その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
オリジナルモンスターやピックリにも注目してほしいのですが、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナーは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう、小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後も様々な情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。この夏、この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が今から待ちきれません。
Vai lançar no verão de 2024, então é uma coisa entre maio e agosto. Então deve estar aí mais ou menos junho, agosto, por aí. De novo tá dando uma travadinha. Então Visions of Mana já tá adicionado. Agora vai mostrar o Oxide. Ok. Esse jogo aqui ele vai ser um pouquinho mais diferente dos outros que vieram até agora.
Hello, and welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love.
Civilization é doidão, cara.
Ara History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Ara is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable
basicamente é jogo de estratégia de civilizações que não é Civilization, mas é outro.
Which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good.
O cara entrou no meio da gravação.
Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
Não sei.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
Mas é muito nichado, muito nichado mesmo.
And give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their
Xbox é mesmo que a galera conheça pra...
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of
their
decisions,
tem de experimentar uma vez. No Game Pass já é uma grande coisa, porque aí vai poder jogar.
Numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life. An intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes. We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players
Cara,
the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture?
Você tem que jogar, não tem jeito. O único jeito de você aprender
Scientific advancement.
É jogando.
The choice is theirs.
Mecha Warrior
In
tem
Ara,
o...
there are no set victory conditions.
Nossa, tem civilização do futuro nesse
what is
jogo.
most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Ara that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Ara compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Ara at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities' and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Ara encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Ara, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes Ara just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Ara, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Ara has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
For us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Ara for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
"Cougars, cougars,
cougars, I hate cougars!
Someone get these feline demons away from me." I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Ara is only the beginning. We're going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Ara and to create your own history.
Ó, então esse jogo vai sair só pro PC. PC Game Pass. Em Fall 2024, que é basicamente entre agosto e outubro, mais ou menos. Agora vai vir uma outra. Ah, vou mostrar o Indiana Jones. Então pode ser que esteja acabando, galera. Mas pode ser que tenha uma notícia secreta. Não sei, eu não sei mesmo. Mas vamos ver. O pessoal da Machine Games é que fez alguns jogos de tiro. E eles vão mostrar o Indiana Jones.
Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever.
Então, o Todd Howard, galera, ele é o cara que fez o Starfield, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, mas ele teve essa ideia do jogo do Indiana Jones e jogou pra Machine Games fazer.
As the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life.
Eu tô muito curioso. Eu espero que seja em terceira pessoa e tipo Uncharted.
Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
Eu tô com medo de ver esse vídeo, mas vambora. Eu espero que seja legal.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones.
Então
While
aí.
you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of
É igualzinho o filme, cara.
Instead of ending up here.
Mas será que é a cara do Harrison Ford ou não?
Forgotten in the sense of Africa.
É a cara do Harrison Ford. E é um jogo do Lucasfilmes, né? E o Todd Howard, ele é o... Ah, vai ser a primeira pessoa! Não!
History.
Eu já sabia que ia ser a primeira pessoa, porque é da Machine Games, gente. Eles foram que fizeram vários jogos de FPS nos últimos anos aí.
Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs.
Como eu sabia que era da Machine Games, eu já meio que sabia internamente que ia ser primeira pessoa, mas eu adoraria que fosse terceira, velho. Ia ser mais legal.
Watch me.
Bom, apareceu ele em terceira pessoa na tirolesa.
Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
Olha, não tendo o mesmo esquema do último Wolfenstein, a Machine Games pode ter um bom jogo em mãos. Mas esse eu só vou falar alguma coisa quando eu jogar. Esse eu vou ficar quieto. Porque o último Wolfenstein não foi muito bom. Que foi o das gêmeas. Foi com as filhas do Blazkowicz. Agora vamos ver se esse vai ser bom. Aí já é, aí eu tenho que jogar, gente. Eu não vou ficar falando muito. Então, Indiana Jones e o Grande Círculo.
You have any idea how old that was?
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people.
Então esse foi o primeiro
Everyone
trailer.
here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist, he's a charismatic everyman, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting and interactive world we've built.
Eles são estúdio que só fez jogo em primeira pessoa. Então era muito na cara que ia ser assim.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples.
Porque tipo assim, na hora que a galera ficou sabendo desse jogo, todo mundo ia pensar: ah, o Todd Howard tá envolvido, eles estão envolvidos. Tava com muitas teorias sobre a primeira
But we
pessoa.
still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat and the whip. And so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
Ah, então vai ser no meio dos filmes,
When our
ok.
game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum.
Olha os caras
The
contando a
mysterious
história
giant
inteira.
man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop.
Eu acho que esse jogo seria melhor se ele fosse em terceira pessoa.
We
Isso é
always
só uma
talk
coisa
about
que eu
how
tenho na minha
clever
cabeça.
Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be indie if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Getting the hang of this.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage,
Nossa, ele é tipo
or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
Olha lá, se o jogo fosse daquele jeito na hora que eles estavam mostrando, ia ser muito louco.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music. John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
É, isso aí nos filmes do Indiana
We
Jones
also
é
take
muito
a very
forte,
movie-like
John
approach
Williams,
to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
Nossa, meu Deus.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head.
Sim.
And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment.
Olha como é mais legal em terceira pessoa.
And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indy's whip. And hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
É que a gente não viu muita coisa. Eu tenho que ver eu tenho que explorar um pouco para ver como é que vai ser, gente.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us, us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more soon.
Vai sair esse ano. Essa música do tan 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 já deve ter pegado o copyright no YouTube. Ótimo. Assim, é óbvio que eu vou jogar, gente. Parece estar muito legal. Mas assim, eu gostaria que esse jogo tivesse chegado em terceira pessoa. Então, Xbox Series X, PC e Game Pass. Tá. Então vai estar no Game Pass. Será que acabou? Ou vai ter mais um? Eu acho que vai ter mais um, hein? Olha lá. Ahá! Ah, não. Não vai ter, não. Ah, eu não acredito que foi só isso. Tá, gente, é o momento que todos esperavam. Esse aqui, ó. Esse é um momento que muita gente me esperava.
Is it animals, children and game developers?
Deixa eu pôr aqui, vai.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Depois eu coloco os 3 códigos aí na tela só pra... Só pra gente ver. o Avowed eu acho que é o jogo que eu tô mais animado pra jogar de todos esses aí. O Avowed parece que tá bem legal. O Indiana Jones talvez seja o segundo, o Trials of Mana o terceiro. Aí aquele Ara lá, o Trials of Mana, Visions of Mana. E é isso. Bom, então os grandes anúncios assim brutais vão vir na Summer Game Fest aparentemente. Vamos esperar. Eu acho que tá acabando, né? Thanks for watching. Acabou. Vamos ver se não tem só mais algum easter egg. Acho que não, né? Acabou. Então foi essa a apresentação da Microsoft, gente. E os códigos estão aqui. Então eu quero agradecer o pessoal da Xbox aqui do Brasil por mandar os códigos. Estão devidamente distribuídos. Então vamos ver aqui, vamos relembrar os jogos que vieram. Eles mostraram então um pouquinho do Avowed, que é muito legal. Esse eu tô bem animado para jogar do Obsidian. Aqui da Square Enix mostraram Visions of Mana. Mostrar algum jogo da Square Enix na Xbox é legal, porque a Xbox não é tão popular no Japão e muitos japoneses não trabalham com a Microsoft, mas... E a Square tem históricos de exclusividade com o PlayStation, então é legal ter um jogo da Square aqui mostrando. O Ara, que é aquele jogo meio Civilization, meio doidão, que é daquela outra empresa que eu esqueci o nome agora. Tem o Hellblade 2 que vai sair 21 de maio. Esse é o único jogo que tem uma data de estreia. Os outros estão meio tipo no ar. Isso aqui pode ser muito bem adiado. O Visions of Mana talvez não, mas esse aqui... O Avowed acho que também sai esse ano. Mas se Indiana Jones pode ser que ele seja adiado também. Bom, vamos ver, vamos ver. E é isso. Então Indiana Jones eu fiquei um pouco tipo... Ok, vai ser legal, eu assisti todos os filmes, eu gosto muito de Indiana Jones, será que em primeira pessoa é legal ou não? Essa que fica a grande dúvida no ar. Eu acho que vai ser legal, mas aí... se tivesse uma câmera em terceira pessoa, acho que ia ficar mais legal ainda. E é isso, gente, então eu vou ficando por aqui. Só um aviso aí pra galera que gosta de pau. O Pal World sai amanhã pro Xbox Game Pass, então se quiser jogar no PC ou no Xbox Series X, você pode jogar. E talvez, acho que vai sair pro Xbox One também. E falando em Pal World, se vocês querem que a gente continue a série, tem que bater a meta de likes do Pal World. Ele não chegou a 2.000 likes. Se não chegar nos 2.000 likes, eu não vou soltar o vídeo amanhã. Fica a dica aí, então. É isso aí. Então, os códigos estavam aí. Muito obrigado, pessoal da Xbox Brasil, aí, pelo envio. E com certeza, quando os jogos saírem, eu jogarei. Então, eu vou ficando por aqui hoje, gente. Hoje eu tô sem tempo, porque eu tenho que gravar vídeos, muitos vídeos, novas séries chegando. E eu não posso comentar que jogos que são, mas na semana que vem tem uns 2 jogos muito bons saindo aí. E vamos continuar com o Power World amanhã, porque eu acho que vai bater os 2.000 likes, então eu já vou deixar gravadinho. É isso, um abração pra todo mundo. E até as próximas lives, vídeos, séries no canal. Um abraço, gente. Obrigado. E um bom resto de noite pra vocês. Que nem começamos a noite, mas a noite vai ser boa, eu acho. É isso aí, uma boa noite.